second video tutorial of this series. In previous video tutorial, we learned about tuples and their uses. Now, in this video tutorial, we are going to talk about sets and its uses. So, we will learn what is set, what is the requirement of set, and what are the different methods which are applicable to sets. So, first of all, we will start with its introduction. So set is a collection in Python which contains only unique elements. That means if we have a list, so we define list into this bracket. We have a 40 and 50. So we have a list over here. Now if we want to insert another element 50 over here, so we can easily do that, right? But the requirement came when we do not want to be the duplicate in a data structure. Then set came in picture. So now Python introduced a new collection which is called set. So we can define set in curly braces. So every time when we want to define a set or we want to use a data structure which should not use the duplicate elements, in that scenario we should use set. So we will define set over here with 10, 20, 30 and 40, and I will initialize or assign this set into a variable called mySet. So you can give any name to this variable. So just for better understanding that we are assigning a set, I am giving it the name mySet. So if I print it, before I print it, I want to mention one more thing, that set is an unordered data structure. Unordered and it is an unordered and unique elements data structure. That means the order of these elements are not in order. The way I am trying to insert over here, that will not be the output of the set when I will try to print it. So let's try to print it and let's see what will be the order now. So to run this file, we'll write py and sets.py, and you can see that the order of these elements are 40, 10, 20, 30, which is not the order which we initialized with. So the first thing, that it is an unordered data structure, and second thing, it contains only unique elements. To verify this, let's try to insert one more value 40 over here, and we will try to run this. So once we try to run this, and you can see that the output is still 40, 10, 20, 30. That means it did not inserted the 40 again into the set. So this is the basic need why we should use set. So whenever we want to use a data structure where we do not want to be the duplicate values into it, so in that scenario we should use set. Now we will learn the operation which we can perform on set one by one. So the first thing that we can perform is we will learn how to print the set, print a whole set. So we already know that to print anything we have to write print method, and we have to pass the argument whatever we want to print. So in that scenario, I want to print this set. So to run this, I'll run this with the help of py and the file name sets.py, and once I'll run this, I can see that the output is 40, 10, 20, 30. So this is the way how we can print a set. Now this has been done. Now second thing, we are moving on to print elements of set. So to print elements of set, what we can do, we can write a for loop over here as we are doing in the case of list and tuples as well. So I'll write the syntax of for loop in Python. So that is for x in what? In this set. So I'll give the name of this variable which is a set. So now I'll write x over here, because every time we know that this for loop will iterate, it will iterate this set one element after another. So every time these elements will be assigned to a variable x. So I'll clear the console and I'll again run this file, and you can see that we got 40, 10, 20 and 30 as an output with this for loop. Now we are moving to another next thing, that how we can check whether an element present in our set or not. So to do that, we know that we can use if x in the whole set or the whole variable over here, whether it is set, list or tuple. So now in this case it will return us a value whether it is true or false. On the basis of that, I want to print element exists. So the x, we have not initialized x anywhere, so let's try to see whether 10 present in this set or not. So I will run this file again, and you can see that we got an output. It is saying element exists. Print, did you mean print? Okay, we forgot to add this, to use it as a method. So now if I run this file, and you can see that we got an output as element exists. In case if I try to write 100 over here, so you know that 100 does not exist in our set, and if I print it, so we are not getting any output because it is giving us false result. So this was the way how we can verify whether any element exists in our set or not. Now we are moving to next topic, which is add an element in a set. So to add an element in set, we have a method add available in set. So to add an method, we have to write the name of the set and method add. What value we want to add? We want to add 50 as its value. So after adding it, I will try to print it to confirm that this value has been added into my set or not. So once I'll run this file, you can see that I got an answer 40, 10, 50, 20, 30. So we are not getting the values in an order because we already know that set is an unordered data structure. So we can see clearly here is the output, and it verifies that this element has been added. So with the help of add method, we can add an element into a set. Now we are moving to a next function or next requirement. In case we want to add multiple values into set in at once, or at a time we want to add multiple values, so we cannot do that with the help of add method, but in that scenario we have to use update method over here. So how we'll write the update method is, we will write my set dot update method, and inside update method we have to pass a list over here. So I want to add 50, 60, 70 and 80. Now if I'll run this and I will check whether the list has been added, this update method has added all the elements available in this set, in this list into my set or not. So let's print it, and we are expecting to get an output from 10 to 80, and you can see that you got 70, 40, 10, all the elements over here, including this and this, both are included. So this way we can add multiple value at a time. Now we are moving another important thing in set, which is to calculate the length of a set. So everything you want to calculate the length of anything, any data structure or any variable, any string, so you can write length method over here. You can use len, and you can pass the data structure, whether that is set, list or tuple or dictionary, whatever. So I'll again run this file, and you can see that the length of this set is 4 because we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 elements, and this element is not being added every time. I can remove it because we know that set is an unique element structure. It contains unique elements only. So again run this file, and you can see that the output is 4. Whether this 40 was added earlier or not, because it did not added actually into the set, that's why earlier also the output was coming 4 when we added 40, and we removed the 40 ones, so again we are getting output as 4. Now we are moving to another important point, which is how to remove an element from set. So we have two methods over here. One is remove, second is discard, to remove the element from set. So in case you want to remove an element, you can apply a remove method over here, but I will explain you what is the difference between remove and discard method is. First, let's try to remove 10 from our set, and we'll try to print it whether it has been removed or not. So if I print it, then you can see that definitely 10 has been removed from our list, which we passed as an argument into remove function. Now if I want to remove 20, so you can see that output does not have 20 as an console output, because we have removed it with the help of remove. Now we can do the same thing with discard as well. So I'll remove here and I'll use discard method instead of remove method, and again the same output will come. The output will not have 20. So you can see that it does not have 20 as an output, because remove and discard method is working as similarly. But the major difference in these two methods are that to use remove method, whenever you know that that element presents in our set, in that case only you can apply remove method. But if you are not aware about that whether that element exists in our set or not, in that scenario you should use discard, because if I am removing a method which does not exist in my set, so definitely I'll get an error. Let's try to do that. I am trying to remove an element 100 with the help of remove method, but we know that 100 does not exist in our set. So I'll run this file and I can see that I got an error, and the error is file this myset.remove key error. Key error means there is no such key with name 100 in our set. So that's why we are getting this error. But in the case of discard, we will not get this error. You can see that we did not get any error when we try to remove the element with the discard. So if the element is present, then discard with remove the element. If that element does not exist in our set, it will not throw any exception. So on the basis of your requirement, you can use remove or discard method. Now we are moving to next point, which is clear method. So what it does is it clears all the elements of our set. So we know that this clear method is available into all our data structure. So how we'll write the syntax? We'll write myset.clear. So if I print set over here, definitely I should receive nothing as an output but the blank set. You can see that it is a blank set. So this is the method how we can clear all the elements. Now we are moving to a point how we can delete the whole set. So to delete the whole set, we had learned in previous tutorial that we can use del operator and we can specify our variable. So my variable is my set, and my set I passed as an argument to delete. So delete will delete it completely, and if I try to print after this, so it should give an error that you can see that you got an error that name myset is not defined, because over here it is defined, but again we deleted it again, and then that's why if we are trying to print it, we are getting this error. Now we'll learn how we can join two sets. So we already have one set. Now we are defining I'll give the name myset1, and again one more set 2, and I will initialize the value as 50, 60 and 70. So to do that, we have a method union over here. So we can join the two set with the help of union. So I'll write first set myset1 dot union, and I'll pass the second set. The second set is myset2 over here. So if I'll print myset1 now, let's see what will be the output. Okay, not this, because it is I am trying to print only my set, so that's why the output is the values which is in my set. So we can initialize the value into a new set either. So if I run this, sorry, I did not try to print over here. Let's see what will be the output, whether the union of these set will be assigned to my set 3 or not. So to do that, let's run this file, and you can see that both the values had been assigned into a new set. So you can do it like this as well, or you can write the print function over here directly, and this will also give you the combined result. And you can see that the output is combination of both set, my set 1 and my set 2. So we learned in this topic how we can perform different operation, how we can print the elements, how we can print different how we can print a whole set, how we can print the element of a set, how to check whether particular element exists in a set or not, how to add an element, how to add more than one element at a time, how to remove an element, how to calculate the length of an element, how to clear set completely with the help of clear method, how we can apply delete method so that we delete the set completely, and how we can join two pair of set or more than two pair of set. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, and if you have any doubt, you can write it into the comment section. I'll see you into the next video. We will discuss about the famous data structure available in Python, which is dictionary.